So the question for this video is, will the bank account for my business get approved? Is opening a bank account for foreigner incorporated businesses difficult? Typically this question I will get from people who are primarily foreigners and incorporating a company in Singapore. So before I answer or before I comment on this topic, I want to make one thing clear, that the information that I am presenting here is based on my experience in this industry and based on Monetary Authority of Singapore guidelines on anti-money laundering and CFT called as notice number 626. So this material presented does not represent any bank's views, and I don't claim that I have knowledge of policies of a specific banks. Banks maintain secrecy about their policies. So what information I am presenting here is based on my practical experience of handling hundreds of clients. In general, out of hundreds of clients I have handled, usually the rate of bank account rejection is less than 1%. And when it is rejected, it is for some reason. Now, first of all, we need to understand the bank KYC. So when you approach a bank for opening the bank account for your Singapore incorporated business, bank will do the KYC, and the typical elements of this KYC means know your client process. So what they will ask is identity documents, that is NRIC or the passport, proof of address, company biz profile and constitution, and they will also inquire what business you are doing, what is the likely sales, how many transactions you expect in your bank account, and so on. So the important point to remember here is that it is an objective process. There is no subjective element in it. What I mean to say, they will not reject an account just because they don't like your photograph or something like that. It's a kind of a point-based system. Without reason, your account will not be rejected. So now coming to the main point here, your company bank account application will get rejected if you or any director or shareholder in your company is from a FATF sanctioned countries list, or your business will have trading connections with FATF sanctioned countries. So what are these FATF sanctioned countries? Let's have a look. Okay, so here on my web browser, I have entered here FATF sanctioned country list, and this is the website of FATF. And as you can see, there are two jurisdictions which are currently on sanctions list, and those are Iran and North Korea. So if I scroll down, so these are the two countries. So if you or any of your director or shareholder is a national or registered in any of these two countries, or if you are going to have significant trade connection, that is your company is going to be trading with Iran or North Korea, then in that circumstances, your bank account will most probably get rejected. Now the next possible reason is you or any director or shareholder involved in your company has been previously involved in a serious crime. So once the application is submitted, banks will be doing a background check on each of the person involved. So let me show you one example. So here I am doing search on the name Chia Tech Leng. I think everybody in Singapore knows about this case. So he was involved in some financial fraud in APB company. So when the background check is carried out, if your name appears like this on the first 2-3 search results, then in that circumstances definitely your bank account will get rejected. The third possible reason is that you or any director or shareholder had a bank account with this bank with which you are opening the account now, either in a personal capacity or through some other business or a company previously registered in Singapore, and it was closed with a negative note. In the sense, there were either some transactions which were questionable, or the bank account remained without any funding and the charges accumulated and it went into the negative balance, and then it was closed by the bank. So if this has happened, this bank at least will definitely refuse your bank account opening. And the last reason is your operations are going to be in an unapproved industry. For example, currently there are a lot of cryptocurrency startups happening worldwide and also in Singapore. However, Monetary Authority of Singapore as of 2020 has not approved opening up of bank accounts for cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrency industry has got some elements with which they are still not comfortable. So if you are in unapproved industry, then possibly your bank account application will get rejected. Most of the normal businesses obviously are out of purview of this, like the trading businesses, consultancy businesses, or maybe IT businesses, other startups. Everything is normally okay. Now moving on to next slide, more information will be requested by the banks, or if satisfactory information is not provided, your bank account application for your company will get rejected if you operate in high risk industries. So what is a high risk industry? Now this definition depends on each of the bank. They have the list of high risk industries based on their policies. But I can give you one example. For example, let's say that a person comes and says that I intend to register a company and I am going to be operating in import and export of diamonds. Now diamond is considered to be a very high value stuff. With a very small amount of diamonds, you can basically handle a significant amount of money. So depending on the policy, bank will either reject or they will ask for more information. And what kind of more information they will ask? For example, they might ask what is your previous background, have you done this business, where is your current business located, and so on. If you cannot give this information to the satisfaction of the bank, then the bank account application will get rejected. Now the next point is, in case of an unusual business model, definitely the information will be requested, or if information is not available to the satisfaction of the bank, then the application may get rejected. So what is an unusual business model? So sometimes people come with some ideas which we have never heard previously. But just as an example, once I encountered a client who came with an idea of some kind of multi-level marketing model for investment purpose. And actually he had no background in any of this. So in that circumstances, his account was not really approved. And the last point on this is if the client is from unusual locations. So what are the unusual locations? So the promoters from Asia Pacific region, from European region, from North American region, and Australia, New Zealand typically incorporate companies in Singapore. So if a promoter is from a country which is not in this list, for example, if I get a client who is from Democratic Republic of Congo, which is in Africa, then obviously because promoters from this country are not normally seen incorporating companies in Singapore, banks will definitely like to have more information. So in summary, if you are not from the sanctioned countries list, if you do not have any connection with sanctioned countries in terms of business, if you do not have any previous criminal record, if you are running a normal business into the normal sectors, and if you do not have any previous negative record with that specific bank, then there is no reason of bank account rejection for your business. So one question people generally ask then is, what about FATF grey list? Okay, so here I am searching for FATF grey list of 2020, and then let's click here. So you will notice that there are some countries which are listed on FATF grey list. So they are not sanctioned countries. But FATF says that there are some strategic deficiencies in these jurisdictions. So generally we have seen that there is no issue in approval of bank accounts for clients from these countries. Maybe they will ask for some additional information, but that's it. We have clients from Iceland and Pakistan, and generally they have not faced any issues in bank account opening. So moving to the next slide then, if you are still worried about approval of bank account, then I will give you one tip. So as you understand, when the banks do KYC, they will ask for identity documents, proof of address, company BIS profile and constitution, which normally we will provide on your behalf, and they will inquire about what business and likely sales etc. you are having. So the trick is provide additional documents. Maybe any one or two of this list you can provide. For example, latest audited results for your business in home country. Since you are opening up a company in Singapore, you are likely to already have business in home country. So you can provide the latest audited results. If the audited results are not available, you can provide the latest bank statement of your business in home country. You can provide maybe a bank reference letter issued in your name or in the name of your business, which also should mention your name. If you are not doing currently any business and if you are in employment, then you can give your latest personal bank statement showing salary deposit plus maybe a copy of payslip. Additionally, if you are in employment, you can also give a bank reference letter. See, the point is banks are assessing your background, especially when it comes to foreigner incorporated companies. Because the person is foreigner, they want to really know that this person is really going to do some genuine business, and that is why he needs the bank account. So more documentation you provide, it is better for you. Remember, when they inquire, you are just telling them what business and likely sale etc. you are going to achieve. But that is only a verbal communication. Instead, if you give something documented, that will be even better for you. And there is one more thing that you can do. Engage a good reputed corporate secretarial firm. So Epica, that is our company, is quite a good and reputed. So you can engage our services. Banks tend to have relationship with these CSPs. We generally bring hundreds of clients every year to these banks. And from the portfolio of clients we have referred, banks will generally know who are the good CSPs and who get good clients. And they also know who are the CSPs who generally get questionable, dodgy clients. So getting a good CSP, corporate secretarial provider firm, is a better strategy. Also, a good CSP will guide you about any additional documents required. So in summary, opening a bank account for your Singapore registered company is a quite easy and straightforward for genuine businesses. As we have observed in our portfolio of clients, the incidence of rejection is lower than 1%.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.